Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Miraculous, episode 13. So this might be confusing some people, and I'm going to explain. I have reacted to the first 12 episodes of Miraculous back on my old channel. I reacted to the first 12 episodes and then I dropped it. And obviously, with the old channel completely gone now, the old account completely gone, I have no way to recover that. But basically, the gist is that I dropped the series because I felt it was too repetitive and just not going anywhere. I felt like there were certain plot points that were just kept being dangled in front of us and never really done anything with. And I felt like it just wasn't progressing. And I wanted it to. But I agreed that I would be willing to give it a second chance when I, agreed to give a bunch of things a second chance. For example, Dofus and whatnot was one I gave a second chance to. And so Smurflogs actually chose to use a donation reward to have me give a second chance to this, to give me, to basically make me check this out again. And it's been a while since he first did that, since he first donated. That was last year when I got my new laptop. It's just, there were other things that were ahead of it that I wanted to focus on first for donation rewards. One of which was his other donation reward, Dragon Prince. But I'm finally getting around to this. I'm finally getting to this. And so, yeah, just general thoughts on what I thought of this series at first. The animation and stuff is definitely different. It's unique to the show. It's not the best, but it's serviceable. The characters, I like the characters. I like Marinette. I like her friend. I like Adrian, I guess. I never really got into him as much. It's super fucking obvious, right from the first time you see him, that his father is Hawkmoth. And the story, for what there is, it's just kind of like this teen superhero story. There's not much to it. Every episode, when I said that it was so formulaic, and the reason why I dropped it in the first place because it was too repetitive, it's because every episode's basically the same thing. Something happens, something happens to where this one character isn't happy. Hawkmoth takes advantage of it and uses his Akuma, which are these, possessive butterflies, and the Akuma possesses the person, turning them evil. They become some kind of weird, over-the-top, gimmicky supervillain and start causing trouble, and Marinette has to become Ladybug, and sometimes Adrian becomes Cat Noir, and they have to work together or sometimes by themselves to stop the enemy and foil Hawkmoth's plans. That's pretty much every episode. There's not really too much else with the series. There's this bully at their school who's just kind of a stereotypical bully. There's not much else to her. And there's some other characters who are just dotted around here and there, but it's you don't really care. None of them really have this big impact on anything. And all of that kind of combined was my issue with the series. It just felt so bland, and almost none of the characters outside of the main few had any impact on the story. They were all just pretty much bland as hell. And again, it was just way too repetitive. But I agreed that I'm willing to give it another chance. But I'm obviously not going to start off from the beginning again. I'm going to keep going from where I left off. And so that means we're starting halfway through the first season. um, so yeah, I mean, there's not really any heavy thoughts that you have to worry about me having, about having, there's not really any heavy thoughts on any of the previous episodes you need to worry about having not heard if you are newer to the channel and everything and we're not on the old one. Yeah, it's just like, you don't have to worry about that. There was nothing like major that I really talked about with the first 12 episodes, so it's not like you missed anything big there. But yeah, I'm interested to get back to into this. I can't say I'm excited because again, my reasons for dropping it initially. And I'm just gonna say right off the bat that if this series truly does begin to become a slog to get through again, if it does truly become just so repetitive that it just isn't fun to watch or react to, I will drop it without hesitation. And any show I react to is completely able to be dropped. And as I've stated in the past, it's just like I'm not going to focus and put forth all this effort into recording reactions for a show that I'm just not enjoying. But I'm willing to give it another chance. I'm willing to hope that it does start to improve in its second half of season 1. I know a lot of people like this show. I have friends who like this show. So I'm willing to give it a second chance. And none after that, though. If it doesn't I cannot speak. If it's bad enough to where I have to drop it again, it's like, that's it. It's done at that point. But yeah, I'm always willing to give shows another chance. For the most part, depends on the show. Some shows that I dropped, or it's like, yeah, I'm not checking that out again. Like Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. That show pissed me off way too much. I'm not willing to go through that again. But yeah, so I don't know anything about what's coming. I do know that eventually Marinette and Adrian do admit their feelings for each other. I have been told that. I don't know the context or anything behind that, and I don't know if anything actually comes of that, if they actually get together or not. But I have been told that they do admit their feelings for each other. And that's really all I know about it. I don't know otherwise if it ever starts to branch out and do new things. Because let's be honest, a lot of shows have been pretty formulaic at first. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. And if this does end up being dropped, I do have something to replace it right away. Granted, I only have one other thing because we are getting low on donation rewards, actually. In fact, if I'm looking at my list here right, there is only one donation reward after this. And that is actually Season 3 of Dragon Prince. So yeah. Following this, it's like we need other stuff. We need other, how do I put it? I'm trying to multitask here at the same time, so. Because I was fixing something on there as well. We have to get to more donations. I know that the next mega stream isn't supposed to be till May, but we might hold it early. We might hold it in April just because of this entire pandemic situation in the first place. I think it might actually be a good idea for multiple reasons. One, I'll just have the opportunity anyways. I mean, I always did, but I'll have the opportunity and it will be something, I guess you could say, fun to do. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And just a reminder for future mega streams, they are not going to be 12 hours anymore. I am cutting back on that. So just as a note for that, yeah. But either way. So yeah, there after this there is only one other donation reward. And remember, you can donate at any time. If you wish to donate to the channel, you could do that at any time. The easiest way to donate is via my PayPal. If you need PayPal information, just feel free to ask. And every donation, no matter what size, gets you a reward. You can even donate multiple times in one go. If you wanted to donate, let's say $20, you could donate in two donations of 10, and that would get you 2 donation rewards. And I will react to any anime, cartoon, any movie. Live action movies count for that, as long as I can find it somewhere. As well as anything on YouTube. Again, that I haven't seen, obviously. That always counts. But yeah, I did want to mention that real quick because we are coming up on the end of what we have right now for donation rewards. We have a couple more, but they aren't applicable yet because the shows haven't started yet, and we don't know exactly when they are. But for the ones that we can react to, there's only one more after this. Either way. So we're going to check this out and see how it goes, and hopefully it makes me want to keep watching. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So before anything, in between the reaction now, I looked up the sub, the original French for Ladybug, and I never watched it. No. The voice acting was bad in that as well, but more so, it's the voices were so unbearably old for every character. Especially Adrian, his voice in the original French, he sounds like a 40-year-old man. At least. And it's really distracting. But either way, so yeah. What did I think of this episode? So, in this episode, they have to stop their friend's father, who has been akumatized into a mime whose, miming comes to life. I actually really like the concept of this episode. It was actually really fun. I've always enjoyed the kind of concept of a miming coming to life. It's been done in various other places and all. It's a really fun little gag. Looney Tunes and shit have done that kind of gag. It's always been really fun. It's always been really silly. But they actually made it kind of threatening in this one by having the stuff that the mime was miming be horrifyingly dangerous. A rocket launcher, a buzzsaw. Shit, dude. They went all out. They did not hold back, which I can kind of appreciate. But aside from that, it was still very formulaic in how it was done. Once again, something happens to a character, he gets upset, Hawkmoth takes advantage of it, akumatizes him, and Ladybug and Cat Noir have to stop him. It was pretty much the same old. What really made this work for me, though, this episode, was the mime stuff. It was interesting. It was fun. It was creative. And I really enjoyed it. The pacing was done well. It was handled properly. the scale again was really out of this world. I mean, especially at the end there where Ladybug tricked him into cutting down the Eiffel Tower. It's like, shit, dude. Oh, it's a very good thing she can fix that. Um, my only real complaint about it was the voice acting. I do not remember the voice acting being that bad. As I said, I was wondering if I had actually watched the original French for this series, but it's very clear now that no, I did not. Um, but at the same time, it's like I just don't remember it being that bad. Um, Maybe it's just because it's been so long. I mean, I've had this channel for like what, 2 years now? I think it was 2018, February 2018 when my old channel was terminated and I got this new one. So yeah, it's been like 2 years that I've had this new channel, this new account. And Miraculous was on the old one. So it's been over 2 years since I've seen any of Miraculous. So it makes sense that I wouldn't remember that, but it's like, geez, I really don't remember it being that bad. um, it's not that big a deal because again, the main voices, the characters who matter are fine. But it's like the girl's father, the one who became the mime, his rival or not rival, his understudy. Those two were, I think, the worst in terms of voice acting. They were so horrible at reading their lines. Um, the father, everything he said sounded completely staged and fake. It sounded like an actor reading his lines rather than a character speaking like a human being. And then the other guy sounded like one of those epic movie trailer voices. The entire time, everything he said sounded like he was doing an epic movie trailer voice. And it was so distracting and unfitting. And it just didn't work for the dialogue either. Um, and again, the main voice actors were fine. Like Christina V again as Marinette herself. Like, yeah. Alia's voice actress was okay. Not like the best, but okay. But it's like, maybe it's also because I'm so used to watching shows with a lot of good voice acting in it that I'm just not used to this at this point. Especially since yesterday I reacted to the Harley Quinn series, and that had some really good voice acting in it. I mean, Alan fucking Tudyk is in it, and he's one of the best in terms of voice acting, especially in terms of range. Like, shit, man. But seriously, it's like that was the one thing that really bothered me. The only other thing I can say, like, as a little bit of a nitpick, is how did Marinette know it was the photo that was akumatized? Like, she thought it was the hat before. And there was no moment in the episode where she, like, realized it would have been the photo. So it just seemed a little off to me. I don't know. That's a more of a minor nitpick, though. That's not as big a deal. Um, but yeah, I actually enjoyed this. I enjoyed watching it. It was fun. Again, the concept with the mimes, miming coming to life and all. That's always a fun little gimmicky power, I guess you could call it. Um, and again, it was well paced. I liked the B plot with Alia as well, with Marinette actually or accidentally erasing the video and then trying to recreate it very poorly. And then in the end, just kind of coming clean and making it up to her. I think it was well handled. Especially with the way she made it up to her. It's like, shit, yeah. That's a good way to do it. Knowing how much Alia, uh, in a way, idolizes Ladybug, ironically enough. I really want to know if she ends up finding out at some point. Don't tell me, obviously, no spoilers, but I really am wondering if she finds out at some point, because that would be a little awkward, but I think Alia would then like try to become like maybe an Oracle like figure for her. You know, like Oracle from Batman and all. When Barbara Gordon was paralyzed and couldn't be Batgirl anymore, she became Oracle and started working from like the Batcave and like was doing all the computer stuff and kind of the voice in Batman's ear. Like, I could see Alia doing something like that. I could. And she would definitely do it. She would definitely do it to help out Marinette. I mean, they're already best friends. But yeah, I did really enjoy that. And so we're going to continue for now. Hopefully it does continue to be at least entertaining like this. And again, as I said in the pre-thoughts, I'm hoping that the repetitiveness doesn't get to be too much, because that would be a motivation killer for recording this and reacting to this. But hopefully that never happens. Hopefully we just continue to be entertained. We'll see. In the meantime, though, tell me what you thought of this episode of Miraculous, The Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. And in the meantime, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.